Oop.
Huh?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Three Shots of Espresso. I'm Thomas.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Sohyun.
And oh my god, Alicia finally fixed her mic.
Oh,
Amazing.
yo, you
Ooh.
could have gone on without noticing it.
No, no, everyone would have noticed, honestly. Come on.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we
anyway,
definitely noticed.
today what we're going to talk about is travel. Kind of
Yay!
sucks that in 2020 we obviously can't travel, but hopefully in 2021 we can start traveling again. But
Yeah,
who knows?
maybe.
Yeah. So honestly, I can't really remember really in depth about my first experiences traveling. I know a couple of times in middle school, my parents brought the family or me and my sister to the States on those tour buses, like those Asian tour buses.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been to like New York, Buffalo, or like just like smaller, cities in New York. And I don't know if we've been outside of New York, honestly. I honestly don't remember. But we did a lot of those outlet mall shopping ones. So we went to a lot of American outlet malls to buy
Cheap
basically
goods.
shit. Yeah, essentially. And I don't remember much. Like I feel like they weren't actually that fun.
Do you remember
But
how old you were?
yeah, I was in middle school, so it was
Oh, T.
probably 10 or something.
10, 11,
Yeah,
12.
something like that. But I guess at that
So young goes through the fucking
10,
ages.
11, 12, 13, 14, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think at the time, like those experiences were fun because it's just like, oh my God, I finally get to travel outside of the country or outside of the province or something, And it's like fun stories you can go back and tell your friends, like, guess what? I went to New York this weekend, or I don't know, whatever, this summer or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. It's always fun telling your friends
Yeah, I
about.
don't know if
It's a flex.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know
where
if
did
you guys
you
have been
go
to
this
them.
summer? I went to New York. Live my
Exactly.
gossip girl life. Oh,
Okay.
you went to Camp Rock? Loser. Bitch
True.
ass. No, sorry, continue.
Have you guys been to any bus tours?
Yeah, I've been to one. I went on one. It was like a Korean bus tour, and we went to like Ottawa, Kingston, Montreal. What's the other one?
Hmm.
Mon. I said Montreal.
Yep. Ottawa. Did you
Montreal.
go to Ottawa already?
Did I just?
Quebec.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought it was funny because we would go there. We'd be like in Montreal where there's like poutine and stuff like that. And they would always bring us to Korean places. And I would be eating like bibimbap there and be like, why am I eating bibimbap like in a foreign place?
I,
Why
I
am I supposed to eat something special here?
I find that so funny too because when I went on those bus tours things, like you would want to try things that are unique to that area or something,
Right.
right? But no, like they kept bringing us to so many of these different, like I swear, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, breakfast was basically McDonald's, and lunch
Yum.
and dinners were basically some sort of buffet. So we didn't even eat anything special. We eat buffets. We can find buffets here. Why do we need to eat buffets there? But I'm
They're
Because
pretty.
they're
it's different.
Montreal buffets.
Montreal or New York buffets.
Oh, so
Exactly.
special.
Fancy.
I'm just sure they had some deal with them on the back end where they just brought
Did you
clients.
have New York fries or did you have Montreal fries or did you have I
No,
feel like they always have fries at
we
buffets.
had McDonald's fries.
Oh,
Oh, I love McDonald's fries.
you know what? That's not a bad. As a kid, I
True,
feel like that'd be pretty litty.
true.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
true.
was cheap there too.
Wasn't it included in the price?
No, not the food. Not like
Oh,
breakfast, I
really?
don't think. The
That's trash.
Oh,
dinners was
Garbage.
approved, but I don't think breakfast were. I think lunch and dinner was something like that.
what the hell?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, for me, my first trip was coming to Canada, but then I never went back at
Oop.
the age of 4.
She never looked back.
No, although I did visit once in grade 4. But technically, my first trip was in grade 1. I don't know, I was at like 6 years old, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Young. I was young. And
Were
my
you so young?
Stop. That's. I don't know why I'm laughing at that, honestly, but
I hate you
stop.
so much. Anyway, my first trip, I guess, was to Germany because my cousin actually lived in Germany. For some reason,
Mm,
they wanted to immigrate to a different place, right? And
mhm.
my family was like, okay, let's go to Canada. But they, for some reason, wanted to go to Germany. So they went to Germany and they hated it.
Interesting.
My cousin got bullied because she was Asian, and it's full of like Germans there, and they're like
Right.
racist. Um,
Mm,
well, as kids, kids don't like anything
of
or
course.
anyone that's different. So of
Mhm,
course they bullied her, and obviously she doesn't speak German. Um,
mhm.
so and then I remember nothing, basically nothing. I just know that I went there.
Wow, honestly, that was a riveting story.
I know,
Tell
I
me again
know,
how you don't remember anything.
I know. It's amazing, but I
Was
do
it?
remember. Oh wait, what Thomas? What were you gonna say?
I was like, was that a trip like from South Korea to Germany, or was it when you were already in Canada?
I was already in Canada. So like I came to
Okay.
Canada and then a little bit after I went to Germany to visit my cousin and then I
Mhm.
came back. My
Okay.
dad stayed in Canada and he missed us so much. He was like
Oh.
working because he has to work, right?
Mhm.
Felt bad for him.
How long did you go for? Like 10 months?
10? No. 1 month.
Oh, that's still pretty long.
Yeah, that's still pretty long.
That's a
But
long first trip.
yeah. And then my actual like trip that I remember is to Korea. I went back in grade 4, and the only thing I remember is I was a really picky eater back then, and I would only want to
Back
eat
then.
certain things. No, like I eat a lot more like things now, but back then like I didn't eat like any vegetables. Like it was that kind of picky. Um,
Mm.
so I really liked like spicy squid stir fry, and my grandma bought like a huge ton of squid, and that must have been expensive. Like she bought so much squid for me, and she froze it all, and I basically ate that spicy squid stir fry for like 2 months straight.
Yum.
I mean, I obviously enjoyed it, but it was
Mm.
pretty fun. Uh, I think I went to like Lotte World. If you guys know what that is,
No,
Mhm.
I am not familiar.
Oh,
it's
guess you're not well traveled.
oh
Even I know what that is.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not really cultured in anything.
Clearly.
You'll notice through my travel stories. Bitch ass. That was sarcasm if y'all didn't catch it.
So
Sorry.
do you know what that is then?
You know what, Thomas? She's in
Yeah,
the
you
middle of...
don't.
For the viewers who don't know, or the listeners, why don't you explain what that is?
What? Okay, so Yan.
Oh, what Lotte World?
Yes.
It's an amusement park. Lotte is a big company in Korea for I believe like food, like snacks and like stuff. So they have like a whole ass amusement park called Lotte World. That's it.
Oh.
It was fun though. That was my first amusement park, and
Mm.
then
That's actually pretty cool to say. I'm like, oh my god, you know those like two truths or and one lie? You should say that. My first amusement park was in Germany. Amusement
Definitely
Korea.
South Korea.
It was in
South Korea.
Korea.
Sorry, my bad, my bad. I keep saying that.
But yeah. Uh, I also remember the street food was really good and very cheap.
Um,
Yeah,
Cool.
I wish they had street food here.
I know, same.
Like, I don't trust the hot dogs on the street. I
But
just
health
don't.
regulations or whatever, you know.
I don't. I mean, I love hot dogs, but I will not buy one from a street vendor, no matter how hungry I am.
They're actually
Really?
so good
Yeah,
though.
They're so good. I've been
They hit
eating hot
different.
dogs and street vendors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe in like New York or something, but not in like Toronto. But yeah, Alicia, what was your first trip?
Here we go again.
Oh, okay.
If, I don't think we were reiterated, but like we tried to film this podcast already, but my mic stopped. So hopefully, second time's the charm. I think, and I'm gonna count this as a vacation because it's my first time on a plane. Okay, Thomas is explaining his bus trips, so I went on a plane, but stayed within Canada because my aunties. Was it for a wedding? I feel like it was for a wedding. Oh my god, it was for a wedding. It was for one of my auntie's weddings. Um, and she lives in BC. I don't know if she lives in Vancouver, but we did get our flight was to Vancouver. Parents just realized how bad like my flight was, and like I have anxiety poop, so I guess when it's your
Ooh.
first time on a big spaceship thing, like as a kid you're like what is this? I mean, it sounds cool for like 2 seconds, and then when it starts actually moving, you start actually pissing yourself, and instead of pissing yourself, I pooped myself, and the entire, like, aisle, like, my I was in the middle seat. Poor people are like, "Alicia,"
Ooh.
like, you know, like, "Ooh."
So, how old were you?
How old was I? I was,
And you,
like, 5 years old-ish or younger, and I was on
oh,
diapers.
oh,
Um,
Wait,
I
you
was
were
on
still in diapers?
I think so. Or did I just shit myself? That'd be weird.
Oh.
I feel like I have to be younger. I had to be younger. Please tell me I'm younger.
no, you were like grade
I'm
5, you
actually
mean?
literally this happened last year.
Oh
Oh.
God.
You know what? It's weird because we just posted a podcast and we just talking about me shitting on Thomas's doorstep. Anyways, or Thomas shitting on my doorstep. So this is
Wait,
messed
what?
up.
I don't even get it. Okay.
It was on a previous podcast. We talked about me shitting on your doorstep.
No, I
Um,
don't remember. But anyway, just
and
continue.
yeah, I'm continuing. And so my mom had to deal with that and clean that up, and it is my mom's go-to story of, "Oh, when Alicia's first flight to anywhere, she shat herself." And I
Oh my
was like,
god.
yeah,
Oh God.
she told everyone, and then we land there, we still have to drive, and if you know anything about Vancouver/BC, it's like or that area, it's just mountains, and I guess I didn't realize, like, I don't remember. This is my first trip, so I don't remember if I had like any road trips, but if we did in Ontario, it's like flat surface road, you know?
Hmm.
This was like going up mountains, going down, up, down. It was my first amusement park if anything. Um and I puked everywhere. And for 3 days straight, I think I also got like food poisoning in the middle somehow because there's
Ugh,
no way you have travel sickness for 3 days in my
true.
aunt's house, and I was just shitting the bed, and you know
God.
what? This is just embarrassing, but forget it. We
I
just
think we honestly, I feel like everyone has some kind of shit story.
oh my god, that should be a whole podcast.
No. I mean, I mentioned mine in the university podcast, remember?
No,
Oh
you didn't.
yeah.
Did
Yes,
you?
I did.
Oh,
It was
that's
about
that
my
okay.
roommate.
I thought you were talking about a different shit story that you had.
Which shit story? Okay,
I
well,
don't
just
think.
that.
I'm skipping that just in case.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was like my first real like memory of being on a plane and like outside of Ontario.
Okay.
Mm.
I can keep going, but I don't think we should
We can.
because
Oh.
like I feel like in our cuz is that your first trip, Thomas? It was in middle school?
Yeah, I think so. It was
Dan's went to
sometime
Disneyland.
in
How
middle
much you want to
school.
bet?
Who?
You. I feel like every
I've
kid
never
went
been
to
to Disneyland. No,
I
I've
feel
never
like people
been.
have been to Disneyland or Disney World as a kid and don't remember. Like I feel like that is such a classic thing.
No,
True, and no, I haven't.
I went like a year ago.
Okay.
I honestly feel like trips you have like that where you can't remember and where it was like trips when you were back in middle school don't count.
I don't count them.
Yeah, I don't count them. I just feel like you don't
Like when
really
people tell me,
experience anything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I think I count mine from high school up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
I can see
Cuz
that.
I feel like that's more intentional, and I remember everything, and it's like I could have said no to all the trips that I taken in high school. Like, I could
Right.
have said no, but I said yes.
So then I think my very first trip was sometime in university, actually, where it was me and a couple of friends. It was, I want to say, a long weekend. We took a, is it a mega bus? Is that what
Mhm.
you call them?
Yep,
Oh
they're
Yeah.
called
God.
yep, they're
Yeah,
called
it was a
Midwest.
mega bus to Montreal and Quebec. So we had like a weekend trip there. We had an Airbnb. The mega bus was horrible. I hated it because we took one of those overnight buses, so you would like sleep on the bus overnight and you would get there in the morning. So that was a whole mess. But I kind of feel, I mean, I obviously count this one as a real trip because we actually experienced things and we kind of ate things that are unique to Montreal and Quebec, that kind of thing. So that trip was
Yeah.
fun. Um, Honestly, there isn't much to say about it. It was really cold because we went during winter. I think it was winter reading week, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh.
Yeah. And we went to like a bunch of churches. We went to some festivals they were having, and we ate a lot of food.
Did you eat poutine?
Honestly, I don't think we did.
What?
What?
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I don't remember if we did or not. The only thing that I remember that was like specifically like Quebec French was I don't even remember what it's called. It was that sandwich with the meat inside. What do you
Yes,
Oh,
call
the
that?
Montreal smoked meat.
croque
Montreal smoked
croque
meat.
madame?
Yes, yeah. Not the cook madame. That's just like
Oh,
French
That's
food.
fuck.
freaking France.
I'm
Goodbye.
sorry.
But yeah, it was the Montreal smoked meat. It was in a sandwich. It was really good.
Let's
Oh.
yeah, I've been there too. I think it's called Schwartz.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, that's
Oh.
what it's called. Yes.
Seth Rogen went there, and
Oh,
so did
really?
literally half the world.
And
Seth
then
Rogen is Canadian.
we went to this one really fancy like
And he's daddy.
Quebec
Sorry.
French place, and it was so expensive. I swear, like an appetizer was like $30.
That's sexy.
No way.
That's when you're living life, though.
Yeah.
That's how you
Mm.
live life. If
Okay,
did
but
you travel if you didn't waste half your income on it?
we had
Ah.
0 income back then, okay? We were in university.
Yeah, exactly. Half your
But
income.
I swear that at that time we were so like we didn't want to spend the money, so we all just bought an appetizer and spent like 3 hours there. I swear.
Dude, that's
Yeah, they hated
that's
us.
such a
That's such
university thing to
talk.
I know,
do.
right?
They're
Because
like,
I
"Go
think
get these childs out of here."
no, honestly though, I think what we were trying to do after was like eat light because we were gonna go to the club after. But then
Oh,
I think it was a Monday or it was like a special day or something, and the clubs didn't actually open on that day, so we kind of missed out.
Oh.
Yeah.
All of our reactions, oh,
But yeah,
okay."
it was a pretty short trip, but it was fun.
It was interesting for what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
nice.
How about you, Sohyun?
There's no one by that name here.
Oh,
Ooh.
sorry,
Um,
Shogun?
okay. Okay. Um, I think in high school I was in a couple of like bands. And a senior band actually went to Ottawa for a couple of days.
Mm.
So I went on that trip with like the seniors, but I don't really remember much about it.
What?
Um, what? Like,
You're old enough to
No, I
remember a
get
bit
it
of
though,
it.
because I feel if it's not like a real trip or you were just going there for like vacation experience purposes, then you don't really remember much.
well, we went there because the festival was there, and we actually like qualified to play at Ottawa, like a certain place in Ottawa. But then we were playing on stage, and I distinctly remember thinking that we sucked ass. And I was like, how did we even get invited here? That's
Not
pretty
surprised.
much the extent of what I remember. Um, but otherwise, I guess in university, um, I travel a lot to the US. First in Arizona, and then now to the state that I'm living in currently. But it was because Nick was actually living in Arizona at the time, uh, and when I went to like visit him, I guess that counted as like a trip. And I went there a couple of times.
What? Where? Sorry, Arizona.
Arizona, yeah, and it was really hot because
I
Arizona's
bet.
like the desert.
You know,
Mhm.
my perception of Arizona, don't get I highly doubt we have any American viewers, is just like the desert with lots of cactuses,
Yeah,
cacti, cacti,
cacti.
cacti, and just like orange. Like if I had to choose a color of Arizona, it'd be
Orange.
orange.
That's so
Uh,
funny.
oh yeah, because of the sand. Yeah. But you know what though? In Arizona, there's actually a really good Mexican place.
You
Me
know,
and Nick went there.
They're
Huh?
basically by the border.
yeah.
It was like really good. Like their tacos are insane, and then they had like the Mexican corn, the street corn, and
Mm,
they put like a
elote.
habanero like butter on it. It was amazing. And they had
Oh,
frozen margaritas, and I
you guys
love
are so
frozen margaritas.
close to Mexico. No wonder why it's so good. Me just
Mhm.
Googling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying it's by the border.
Yeah. No wonder.
Yeah. And then we actually also went to Las Vegas, and that
Vegas.
was fun because I've never been
Get
to Vegas
drunk.
before.
Get
No,
wasted. Oh. Did you see Britney Spears?
sure.
Her Las Vegas show.
That's just because of the Las Vegas or
God.
Mariah Carey. Oh my god. Or Cher. Ooh. Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry. I'm kidding.
Saw like the Eiffel Tower, like thingy,
Ooh.
and like
Okay.
the waterworks and stuff.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay.
and they all Las Vegas has so many like bougie shops,
Of course.
Yes.
so that was
As they
interesting.
should. You know what? You're not like an asshole or what's it called? You know, when we're talking shit about buffets, you have to go to Las Vegas buffets. Please tell
Oh,
me you
okay,
did.
No,
no,
they're
that one
different.
is different. Yeah.
We no, we didn't get the chance to. But next time we go, we're definitely gonna make a reservation and go.
Guys, when
Cause
I turn 29, because that's my champagne birthday, I'm going to Las Vegas and y'all are invited.
okay, I'm definitely coming.
Yeah, that's literally I'm 25.
I'm
So we
When's my
gambling.
got
champagne birthday? Oh, that was 5. So,
time.
um,
That's when he moved to
well,
New York.
true.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. But
And
yeah.
then okay, lastly, I just want to say like I went to California for BlizzCon back when I
Oh,
was really into
yeah.
Overwatch. Yeah, and BlizzCon itself was kind of okay. It was just like standing
overhyped.
in line simulator, basically.
Of course.
But um but after BlizzCon, we went to Disneyland and that was really fun.
Mm,
Um yeah, it was honestly, I think everyone should go to Disneyland, probably. Um
I've never been,
Alexa,
so.
play California Girls by Katy Perry because
yes.
it slaps. Did you think it was overhyped? Because everybody's like Akil one day wants to go to BlizzCon.
Oh, BlizzCon? Yeah. Well, the year that I went, it wasn't anything amazing. And the thing is, I wanted to watch the Overwatch World Cup finals live, but they made it at the same time as like really interesting panels. And I wanted to go to the panels, but I also wanted to watch the like it live. You know what I mean?
Mm, mhm.
So I think it was like bad scheduling on their part because they probably should have done the interesting panels first, because the games were like later in the day. So that kind of sucked. And I also waited in line for like 2 hours for a hot dog. I'm not even kidding.
That's insane.
I know. That's why I said it was waiting line simulator.
Right. I mean, it's kind of expected, especially in like a big con area. Was that Anaheim, right?
It was in Anaheim, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like all the big conventions take place there and the lineup is insane.
It is insane. But um I got some cool stuff there though, I
Mm,
guess. But unfortunately I'm not into Blizzard games anymore.
true. At least it
So
was a good
it's
experience,
She
right?
threw it out.
No, I
Every-
still have them.
I
They're on
still
my
have
wall right now.
the scuba Pachimaru, I think, that you gave me.
Yeah, I gave
I
both
still
of
have that.
you a Pachimari, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah, the
Yeah, the turnip
Pachimari.
one.
I just called them popcorns.
Oh my god.
Oh.
They look like it.
They don't.
They don't look like popcorn. What the
They
hell?
look like peaches, kind
This
of.
is really awkward because I think it does. Comment down below
Stop.
on the YouTube channel. No, I guess I can go. Wait, did you also go? Wait, you're not
What?
even done. You're not even done.
What do you mean?
Didn't you travel somewhere else too? What did it
Where
call
did
it?
I go?
Travel?
Where else did she travel?
I thought she would.
Oh,
Well,
where I am now?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I won't give the state away, but I am in the States again. Just a
No
different
one can
one.
find you.
I know. I don't know what she's
I
like. It's
Just,
so
I said Ontario. You think they're gonna find me? They're gonna be like, let's search Thunder
literally.
Bay, first of all.
Who?
Okay, fine. I live in Utah. Okay.
Oh my god, now we know where she lives. Oh my god,
Oh my
everyone
god.
find
Oh
her.
my god. It's a weird state to live in, definitely. But I moved here because Nick works here, so and then I found a job here. So it's great. I found a job within a week. So um it worked out pretty well for me, I think. Um but it's okay here. I think I prefer Arizona, honestly, even though the weather was really hot. Um but I guess we have 4 seasons here, so it'll remind me of Toronto.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
But you didn't
nothing
talk
more to
about like
say. What?
you didn't talk about like your experience. Did you meet 2 other husbands? Like
That's not how it works
No,
here.
it's the husband can have multiple wives, not wives can have multiple
Yeah,
husbands. Get it right.
exactly.
Yeah,
And I also have multiple wives, but they're
true.
all two-dimensional. It's okay though.
Okay.
I have 50.
Well, yeah. Oh my god, sorry. I went well, where did I leave off? Vancouver. So ever since then, I didn't again, we're like I personally disregard everything beforehand, but I think this was just easier to plan when you're like in a family state. Like I completely agree with going to resorts if you are planning for more than 5 people, 4 people, 3 people, no, 4 people, 4 or more, because like my parents, my dad has to do all the planning because first of all, like me and Felicia were too young to know anything, and my mom isn't really great with English, and she doesn't really understand like air travel and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna like get over them quick and talk about the basics. Went to Mexico, went to Dominican Republic, went to Cuba, went to Jamaica, and I feel like I went somewhere else. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna say those. Oh, did I say Bahamas already?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Mexico, Bahamas, Co- no, Mexico, Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Cuba. Half. So five resorts with my family. Very like family-esque. So of course we avoided like the clubbing stuff. So we did a lot of the cute little kid games, but I think we mostly focused on my mom just loved tanning and I just loved the water. And this is just
Mhm.
generic, and I know all different countries have different things, but when they make 4 to 5 star resorts, like they kind of cater to the American, right? It's like
Of
tourism.
course. Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna have a pizza, you're gonna have, you know what I mean?
Right.
And like
Yep.
they'll put like Spanish food on the side. But I just remember like
Yum.
Thursday nights were like pasta nights and Friday was like, you know what I mean? And I was just like, this is very like not authentic, but not that I cared. I was a kid and I didn't have much of a say. And that was when I was like growing up. And but yeah, each year like I got my hair braided by some random lady. I'd never had like I wouldn't say they're cornrows. I don't know. They're not cornrows. It's just like a really tight braid. Everything in my hair was braided. And I don't know how people do it because I was crying. My sister was crying. Um we didn't take the braids out for like the next like 4 to 5 days and that shit hurted. Like it hurted. And we put beads in. I still have all the beads from my
Oh,
hair.
really?
Yeah, cuz
What's
you know,
insane?
memory box, bitch. Yeah, so I had my hair. I might put up a picture on the YouTube channel if you'd like to see because I still have the photo. I was so tan. I didn't even look Asian. It was great. Um my parents were all sunburned. We were all sunburned. Oh my god, I can't even. Thomas is quaking. He's like, "Why didn't you use SPF, you bitch?"
True, literally.
And yeah, the major gist of those resorts as a kid in a family style is that they cater to tourism. We took a lot of photos with animals. Not sure how ethical that was. Like I had a snake around my body. I had parrots and other monkeys,
Hmm.
random like tropical animals that were from there on my body taking pictures. I got stung by so many jellyfishes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my I've gotten crab clawed on my toes.
Oh.
Um
Uh,
it's actually pretty common. That's why a lot of the tourists end up when it's nighttime, they end up just moving to the pool. Like not nighttime, I would say like 5 p.m.
mhm.
evening, afternoon, whatever. Start moving to the pool because that's when all the jellyfish are out. So I was like constantly stung by jellyfish and that would scar me till this day. Like I don't trust the waters of any like resort tropical island unless someone tells me like no, you're like safe. You're safe.
Mhm.
I overeat. I would get I found my love for Sprite
Ah,
What?
interesting.
because all I had was Sprite. Like my mom and dad were like, "Oh, we'll have waters," and my bitch ass was like Sprite. Because you're a kid, right? You're like,
You're the
"Ooh,
most bougie or something?
yeah." I'm like, "I'll have a Sprite.
Mm.
Make it
Sparkling juice.
sparkling." You take a
Sprite is
sip.
always
Why is it
sparkling.
spicy? What?
What?
I was like, Sprite is always sparkling.
Yeah, Thomas, stop. I'm trying to set some bouge.
Oh, okay.
Make
Like
it
champagne, but
sparkle.
not.
Yeah. No, not at all.
That's why I said
And
champagne, but not.
yeah. Did I have a lot of fun on those? I did because it was family. Sometimes we brought like extended over too, so that made it like a plan of like 8 to like 12 people. So like that is the safest bet if you're like traveling with the family, you
Hmm.
know? Um and then what else? I'm trying to talk like before high school.
Oh, I
Oh,
remember. Oh, I remember something now, but I'll go after you.
okay. I think the last trip I'm gonna minus fine. I went to 2 states. Yeah, yeah, 2 states. California, I went every other year because my grandma and grandpa lived there, along with like 40 extended family members. Like, I come over and I feel like I'm meeting new people every time, and apparently I've met
Oh
them
God.
throughout my entire life. I
Damn.
also yeah, like and I wouldn't even say in terms of food or authentic California experience. There may be one time where we did, and that was probably in high school where we did a road trip all around Cali.
Oh,
But because like when you go to Cali, it's freaking huge,
of course.
right?
Yeah.
Like Soyoung was just talking about was it Anaheim and where's Disneyland
In Anaheim.
as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So um yeah, I went to San Jose. That's where my grandma lives and it has a huge Vietnamese population. So we ate a lot of Vietnamese food, a lot of Asian food. Right now, I think they're starting to get more Vietnamese food, like things that I have never seen in Toronto. If you
Wow.
know, you know. And my last trip that is one of my most favorite trips as a child. Like if I talk about like my favorite trip as a child, I'd say Florida because there were
Oh.
so many iguanas everywhere. So that's like so that iguanas or lizards are their squirrels. in Florida.
What? No
Interesting.
way.
Yeah, they're huge. They're massive.
Whoa.
Oh,
So I'm walking the streets and there's like a freaking big ass lizard crossing the road. My dad had to park one time at a stop sign waiting for a tortoise to walk across the stop sign. And I was like, this is
wow.
amazing. Like I am tripping out.
That's like Oscar
And
Goose.
and I went to I prefer this over Disneyland because I did go to Disneyland in high school, but Disney World. But that's because it's huge.
In Florida.
Yeah. Because my sorry, my aunt and uncle got a job in Orlando for they don't live there anymore. They now live in San Jose. But they did get a job there, so we just went to the entire resort of Disney World and we didn't finish it because you have to dedicate a week for Disney
Yeah.
World.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, because you have to it's only 4 big resorts, well, 5 if you include Universal Studios. Okay, 6 if you include the water. The water parks is a completely separate place, but you have to dedicate each and every single day to each thing to see all of it, and I loved it as a kid. I have never cried happy tears until grade 4 when I went to Disney World.
Oh
Like, I
wow.
literally looked out during this what's it called? A Small World ride, and I was crying. My mom was, "What happened?" I was like, "I'm just so happy."
Wow.
I am emotional. But yeah, that was
Aw.
it. That's my favorite trip as a child. Sorry, Thomas. I hope you didn't forget your point.
No, I didn't. I was about to say, did you guys have like authentic food in California though? Like those
Mm-mm.
California rolls must have been so good.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh my
god, you
god.
were sitting on that.
Yeah,
I
I
know
know.
I
He
was.
literally was waiting.
I was waiting, but
The man's was writing it down.
I swear those were actually made in Canada. But anyway,
Wait, can I just mention? I had the best Korean food in California. No lie. It
No,
was
I believe
so
you.
good.
I
It
believe
was
you.
it was better than anything I had in Korea.
The
do you
cuisine in
remember what you had in
California
Korea
hits
though?
completely different.
It's I mean, I know they have a big Korean population there, but damn, it was the
Just a big
best
Asian population.
육개장 I have ever had. Oh my god. Anyway.
I just feel like, yeah, I feel like everyone's bringing over their expertise now, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, what I wanted to mention was remember a couple of trips that I did. I did them, I think I did it in middle school, high school, and then earlier this year before COVID, okay? But we went to or I went to Halifax.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
Right.
I know why
it
you
was,
went.
yeah, so the first, we actually went a couple of times back back in the day, I guess. It was because my cousins lived over there. So we would go and visit them, but I don't think we did much. We just hung out, played games in the house and that kind of thing. But then just earlier this year, I went for a work trip and we ate a lot of good food. Like this time, it was because, again, when I went a few years ago, it was kind of like when we were still children, we couldn't really go anywhere by ourselves, you know,
Mhm.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But because it was a work trip, literally I got everything expensed. So,
Oh, easy.
like, exactly. So I went, I mean, within my means, obviously, just in case someone's listening, legal reasons, you know. But but I enjoyed my food there. I enjoyed many, many meals. Like I ate a lot of seafood. Yeah, I ate a lot of stuff. It was a fun short trip. I think it was like 3 days or something, but it was fun. Yeah. And that was probably the last trip I can remember from back in the day.
What
That's all.
about a more recent trip?
Yeah, Alicia, what's a more recent trip that you've went on?
I'm not talking about my recent trip. We're talking about your recent trip. I'm kidding.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait. I was thought Thomas was gonna talk about. Did you talk about the none of it food? None of it Halifax food?
yeah, I did. I was just like, okay, yeah, I ate a lot of seafood. I ate lobster. I ate lobster rolls. I
I
went to
feel so
bicycle
jealous
team,
of you.
which was apparently really popular. Everyone ate there. So we went and it was so good. But yeah, the food was really good.
I'm so jealous. I just love seafood.
Yeah,
You
I
know
was
what else has good seafood, Thomas?
what?
Japan.
Oh my
Yes.
god. Okay, I'm gonna start with my. Okay, so I went to Japan in
Sorry, an
20.
intermission before he gets his entire pile of notes
What?
of Japan.
Okay, what intermission?
The intermission that he has a blog out, guys. It
You
talks about
do.
his.
No, I do.
Yeah, I
It does.
know.
I try to. I kind of had it more like kind of a journal or a diary, I guess you can say, of travels for me. But I do try to keep it in a way where it's kind of like I'm having a conversation with someone. So if you do want to see it, you can go to my blog. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue now. So I went to Japan in 2018, and it was kind of spontaneous because at that time I had just I was I will I had just started working, right? And then I was on contract and it was finally kind of converted into a full-time employee. And around that time, my then boss, he was gonna move positions. So I was just like, you know what? Like it was just I just felt like everything added up perfectly. And I was just like, okay, if he's gonna be leaving, then I'm just gonna be leaving, you know? No, I'm just joking. I was gonna finally take some sort of trip, right? So it was probably September, and I was like, okay, what should I do? Where should I go? Like, it was really last minute for me. And obviously, you guys couldn't go, and I didn't have any other friends that could go because I was making this decision basically 1 month before I was leaving.
Right.
I booked the tickets 1 month, I booked the hotel 1 month. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Japan because at that time my sister was actually going to Japan as well. So I was like,
Ooh.
okay, you know what? Like if she's gonna be there, I just in case there was something that happened or whatever, I was like, okay, I can have her for backup or whatever, that kind of thing. Since it was my first trip and I was basically gonna be going solo. I went solo. I'm just gonna say that I went by myself to Japan, and
But use your sister as an excuse to go.
no, not really. Like
Okay.
I didn't have to use her as an excuse. It was just kind of like she was going and I was like I've always wanted to go to Japan. I was like, "Okay, so if you're going to go, then I might as well go too because why not?" That kind of thing. It was just kind of like that.
The
So I booked my tickets and I was really excited. And then the funny thing was the very first day there, I lost my passport.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh my god.
actually dying. I forgot about this
I
story.
honestly literally died. I
It's hilarious,
but now
actually.
thinking back, I know for a fact where I lost it, and I kind of have a feeling I know why whoever found it didn't put it who didn't report it right away is because I lost it with my Japan Rail Pass, and that gave me unlimited train trips, and that unlimited train trip ticket cost me like $300 or something. So they probably wanted to keep it until the timing was up because I bought it for a week or something like that. But honestly, I was thinking in the back of my mind, just keep my ticket. I literally don't care. Just give me my passport. That's the only thing I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
right? But no, I lost it, and then I asked Sohyun a couple of times to help me call the train station because I mean I couldn't. There was no way for me to use my phone to call because like I had to have her use like those long distance card things to
I thought
call.
it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I thought it was so funny because, like, the thing is, if you know Thomas, like, Soyoung, have you ever known Thomas to lose anything?
No,
That's so
he's
true.
Literally?
like the orderly
Yes.
person in the group.
Like, Mans has everything on him. Like, I've never
Yes.
seen you drop anything in my
So,
life.
yo, that's why when I lost it, I was dying inside. I was like, holy, where did I put it? And then I was checking every pocket. I was like messaging my sister. I was like, oh my God, I lost it. And she's like, just check everything. I was like, I checked everything. So yeah, that was a whole mess. I went to the embassy that they had. I went to the Canadian embassy they had in Japan a couple of times to report my passport was lost, and they're like, okay, if you're reporting it lost, like they told me like a couple of times, ask the train station to see they're lost and found if they found anything, or if the police or blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, I did. They have nothing. So I went finally the last time, and they were like, okay, so now that if you're gonna have it missing, it's gonna be deactivated now. And I was like, okay, just sign me up, get me ready to leave this country basically when my trip was done. So then I had to have a couple of people, and I can't believe they actually emailed or called people where they were like, how do you know this person? Do they live there? That kind of thing, right? Because I understand that they had to make sure because they're going to give you a pass to go into the country, right? But
Yeah.
you don't have to make it so hard. Like, come on.
They did email me and I missed it.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I
shady.
literally checked it later. But Sohyun immediately. Sohyun's the real one.
Yeah,
I
she
was
was.
actually coming home from work at night.
It was
I
a
got a
call, right?
call.
Yes.
And I remember Thomas telling me I might get a call from someone or email, and so I picked it up, and they're like, "Hey, do you know Thomas?" And I was like, "Yep, he's my
I
friend."
would have said no.
You're shady. I
That's
would
so
fuck you.
rude.
I
I
would have
would
literally
never.
murdered you when I came back.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I was like, "Yeah, that's Thomas," and then he was like, "Okay, bye," and I was like,
Oh,
"Okay,
that was
bye."
it? That was
Yep.
so cute.
Do you
Wow.
confirm that you know Thomas? I was like, "Yep, Thomas."
Ooh. Y
That's you gotta bleep
True,
that
take
out.
that out.
Yep.
But yeah, but besides the whole losing the passport thing, like, the trip was actually really fun. I felt that because that I went by myself, like, I researched all the things I wanted to do, all the food I wanted to eat, and honestly, because I only went for, I wanna say 9 or 8 days, I couldn't do everything I wanted to do, and I couldn't eat everything I wanted to eat, but I did a lot of things. I think okay, by the end of it, for sure, my ankles were swollen. I know I told you guys about this all the time, but my ankles were hurting like crazy. Because there were some days I would walk like 30,000 plus steps. And sometimes I would have to come back to the hotel and soak my feet because they were in so much pain.
Should
Because
have went to an onsen. Sorry.
honestly, I should have went the first time, but I was kind of afraid because you have to go in like completely nude. And I kind of feel
Oh.
like I wasn't ready, but I was
Mhm.
like, but I was thinking I'm alone, so why would I care, right? Like I don't know anyone.
Yeah,
So it was
literally
kind of a missed
you
opportunity, but
yeah, one time you'll go in and they'll never see you again,
honestly
sweetie.
though, and the thing is like everyone that's used to going to an onsen is not weird about it, right? Like they would if you act weird about it, they're gonna be like, why is that person acting weird about it? And then they'll give you weird looks.
Just don't stare, bro.
No, literally. I mean, obviously, why would you stare? You're there to
What if you feel so uncomfortable that you're like staring? Like that's me. Like sometimes I get so uncomfortable that I stare someone's like in the face, or like if something's like I feel like when I get uncomfortable and like there's a certain body part that's making me uncomfortable, I stare at it. Like some girls have
no.
like a lower cleavage. I can't. I have to
Oh
look
my god.
respectfully. Respectfully, I am
No,
looking.
Respectfully?
I'm good at kind of like keeping my mind on something. Like if I was to go into onsen, I'll be like, okay, just make your way to the onsen, make your way to the water, and you're good. That's kind of like what I would do, and just stare straight at the water, you know?
This sounds like something that Thomas would say too. Like, just do this and we'll be fine. Okay, we're here. Don't
No,
do
I do
anything else.
do, I 100% do that. Like especially when I'm nervous or something, I repeat stuff to myself. But yeah, I did a lot of the really, there's some stuff that you do that everyone has to do, those kind of things. Like I went to Tokyo Tower, I went to Tokyo Sky Tree, I went to like the bamboo forest. There's a bunch of stuff that I feel if you're going for the first time, you just have to go experience,
Right.
Because if you're telling someone else the story of like, oh, I went to Japan, they'll be like, oh, where? And if you tell them like the basic stuff that everyone knows,
Oh,
then they're
did
like,
you
oh
go to
my
the
God, oh
robot
yeah.
cafe?
No, no, I would never.
Wait, here, wait, let me be the person. Did you go to
Okay.
the robot cafe?
No, why would I
Why
ever go
not?
to a robot cafe? That's the most
Okay.
Oh, but
that's the most like white trash
Oh, oh,
money grab thing ever.
hey,
sorry. Jenna Marbles just left the chat. Sorry.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I
But you did eat a lot of ramen.
I did. Oh my god. Like
Chiran.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows Ichiran ramen, right? Like the one where you order from a where you order from a vending machine and you kind of sit on these like your own individual stalls where you don't see anyone around you and you don't even see the person cooking your food. You just basically order your tickets and there's a button right in front of you where you can just click and then the server will come take your tickets and your ordering sheet and then everything would be done like without even having to see anyone really. And the ramen was so good. I feel like any ramen, not just Ichiran ramen, honestly, was really good in Japan. Like it was so delicious. And of course, something like sushi is extremely fresh in Japan. Honestly, you can go to convenience stores and find really fresh sushi. Like
Did
you
you
wouldn't,
get the California roll? That's my favorite.
they don't know who is that?
Oh my
They
god, did
don't,
you get the sushi pizza? I love that. Did you deep fry the sushi? I love that.
yeah,
That's
Oh my
my
they
god.
don't,
favorite.
they don't know what that is. Honestly, in Japan, I feel like their most famous is tuna. Like salmon, they only have salmon because they know they have a lot of
Goro.
tourists and like a lot of people outside of Japan really love fresh raw salmon, so that's why they have salmon. Otherwise,
Oh, it's
tuna.
raw. Ugh.
Oh, okay. All
Honestly,
right.
every uncultured white person out there. But anyway, it was a really fun trip. Besides losing my passport, of course, I really tried to kind of do everything I could because I never knew when I was gonna come
He
back.
did
So I was
everything
just
he
like,
could that his ankles swole.
exactly. No, literally. It was so much pain. I bought a lot of those medicated patches for like my back. I had to put some on my ankles because it was so much pain. But I also want to say the Digital Art Museum in Japan was an amazing experience. Basically, like it was similar to the Van Gogh exhibit, the one in Toronto. It's basically the Van Gogh exhibit, but 100 times better. I
I
have never
didn't
been to
go
the
to the
Van Gogh
one
one.
in no.
Yeah, I've never been there, but the one in Japan was the very first and the original, so it was obviously the best. It was
Tea.
amazing. And I just feel like the whole environment in Japan was really amazing. Like people respected everyone because I feel like Japan or I feel like Asian countries in general are more community based. So they care about what other people view them, kind of way. Like they're trying to respect everyone's environment. So there's no
Yeah, you know
litter,
what? How
they
about you
don't
talk
talk
about
loud.
Japanese like demeanor slash not demeanor, like mannerisms and different things, Because it's definitely
Yeah.
different
It's
between
to-
Canada, it's
no,
different
it's
between
totally
America,
different.
and like Japan is literally on the other side of the
Yes,
planet,
like
the flat Earth.
obviously there's no tipping, which is amazing. They feel that like their job is to serve, so they're just gonna do the best
Their job
they
is
can
to
do.
serve and serve the looks. Am I right, Maid Cafe? Sorry, continue.
Exactly, no.
Oh my
But
god.
yeah, they respect like just the environment. Like on trains, you don't hear anyone talking because they care about your space. So they don't want you to be annoyed from their loud talking. But when I was there was a bunch of tourists where you were like their tourists because they would be talking really loud and they'd be laughing in the trains while everyone else is just completely silent.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah. And then like the streets were really clean because there's kind of it's not really a rule or a law, but no one walks and eats because they kind of view that as unmannered if you walk and eat. So anytime you buy food, you kind of just stand at the spot or sit if there's a place to sit and just eat. And then you would throw the trash at that location because you don't find trash cans around the area like we do here in Canada, right? So that's why their streets are very clean. You
Yeah.
can you can obviously drink and walk because I mean sometimes you get thirsty. Like they don't really view that as unmannered because if you spill it or you drop it, it kind of evaporates anyway, so that's not
Mm-hmm.
a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think the overall experience in Japan was really amazing. I just felt at peace. I felt like it was really safe. Like I know a bunch of vloggers I've watched, like I can't say from a female point of view because I felt I was extremely safe even if it was at late at night. Like I didn't feel in danger at all, unlike
Yeah.
downtown Toronto. So I mean, like that's scary. But I feel even from the bunch of Japan vloggers I watch that are female, they say that
They
walking
feel very
around
safe.
at night alone, they felt extremely safe. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Good for them.
I know, right? I do want to say before I move on to someone else, is that the convenience stores in Japan are on a whole another level. They sell everything, I swear. The
My
food
mom went
is
to Japan with my dad,
amazing.
and they
They love it,
loved their
right?
7-Eleven. They loved,
Yes, the
what's the other one?
7-Eleven, Family Mart,
Lawson.
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 They're amazing. Literally have convenience stores on every block. Sometimes they have two on every block, I swear. It's just amazing. You can find everything at the convenience store. It's so good. But
Hot.
yeah,
Did you
that
go
was
to the Maid
amazing.
Cafe?
No, I didn't.
Did you go to the Cat Cafe?
That's actually my second trip, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh. And let's talk about me. Or should we talk about Sohyun? Or did
I
we
don't
go
have
through
anything
Sohyun?
else. Yeah.
Oh, she can add in. If you were a true friend, you should remember everything. No, I'm kidding.
So you
Well, I
clearly
didn't
don't
know
remember
that
anything.
you remember. I didn't remember that you went to France. So
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
little shady.
yeah.
I guess we can start with Costa Rica.
true.
um, actually, because I guess because you guys talked about Montreal, I also went to Montreal. I went
Right.
for Oshaga, Team Rave. I'm kidding, we're not raving. Team Festival.
Hmm.
Um, that was the main reason why we traveled. Can I talk shit?
Yes.
Wait, he listens to this podcast. Wait.
You mean Matt?
Yeah.
But you're not shit talking
Shouts out
Matt,
to
are
Matt.
you?
No, here's the thing. So we went to the plan was to go to Oshaga, and because the lineup was sick, they had Daniel Caesar, The Weekend, Lord.
Hmm.
Like they were killing it for something that was just like Montreal is what I consider down the street travel. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
Okay.
I.
because it like costs less to travel there because if you go by Via Rail/Greyhound.
Mhm.
Um, and like it doesn't require air travel and it's still within the country. So we were like, this is an easy trip, let's do it. And like I was kind of close friends with this girl. um what should I call her? A B? um or is that too specific?
I
Compassionate?
Uh.
mean,
No.
if she's no, I don't think it matters because if she listens, she would know you're talking about her anyway.
Yeah, fuck it. Literally, who's the other girl? Anyways, I had lots of, again, this is a planning issue when you do more than 4 people, because it was technically more than 4 people originally. I shall quickly talk into this drama. We're here for the tea. Sip sip. Um we're planning this Airbnb. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring my boyfriend Matt. At the time they were together, and I'm actually gonna bring my girlfriend Bird. I'm gonna call her Bird. And my girlfriend Bird. I was like, okay, cool. So we all agree, and this bitch Bird comes out and says, oh, can you just cancel me? Whatever. I'm like, you still owe me the money. She's like, no, I don't. And I was like, you said you were gonna go join this Airbnb with me. And story of that, she called her. We hate her. I'm bleeping that. Um,
Mhm.
and it was just a bad vibe to begin with. And I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna have a good time with Akil and my friends, right? So we go, we're having a great time, and little did I know the couple broke up. So I was going there while they're going through their breakup, and it didn't bring the mood down at all. I'm just saying, go to a resort with more than 4 people. Otherwise, you fucked and you're stuck with
True.
them. And the thing is like me and Akil are such planners. Like we, especially with food, we're like, okay, this is like my first like adult trip that my parents have allowed me to do things by myself. So, I want to try all the Montreal like poutines and all the like What else?
Smoked meats.
The smoked meats, the bagels, the fresh
Mhm.
bagels. Oh, love them all. And it was delicious. Everything was great. It's just like because we're such planners and they were more spontaneous, they just followed us the entire time. I had a great time in Montreal and I loved it, but would do it again, would go to Oshaga again, only with the keel or with people I truly like know for a fact. I trust you, Matt. Don't worry. It's just that one time that got me fucked up. Okay, I'm so sorry. Shouts out to you. And then
Okay.
quickly, I'll just talk about Costa Rica. It's just another resort trip.
Resort trip. Yeah.
And the thing is, for this one, I think we were so done. I went with my friend who's a nurse and another friend who's like, I wouldn't say, was she a vet tech back then? Yeah, she was a vet tech. And then I was working a full-time job. We were exhausted. For some reason, we already grew to 40 years old, wanting like to tan with mimosas and pina
Oh my
coladas
god.
on the beach. And that's literally all we did. And it was blessed. Like the amount of naps and sleeps I took I felt like a 50-year-old woman. You know, I felt like I was with my friend Deborah and Karen, and I was gonna say Rachel, but that brought me back. I don't
Your
want to be
Heather.
Rachel, but we'll say
Oh,
Rachel for now. So it was like we did some white girl ratchet shit, and I loved it. It was great. Vibes are real. Oh, and the Costa Rica food was delicious, actually. Like the plantains, the beans. We went to
Mm.
a coffee roastery, and one of the best coffee places like coffee beans I've ever tasted were Costa Rican beans.
Mm.
Like they were delicious, and they like hand pick the beans, dude. It's insane. It was vibes.
Yeah.
I did get sunburnt though, and
Oh,
it's
yeah, I remember
really
that.
embarrassing. I saw sloths because, native to the country. Saw
Fun.
beautiful waterfalls, did not jump in. I think we went in around February, so it's a little colder than normal, but less people. And it
Mm.
was immaculate vibes, my guy. Immaculate. Sorry.
Fun.
And that's it because I feel like there's nothing else to say about like Costa Rican resort. It was just really fun. I liked being lazy because at the time I was just a lazy bitch
Mm-hmm.
and still is. But, you know,
Oop.
do you want to talk about times two or should I go on?
You can go.
Deadass, this is gonna take forever. What time are we at?
an hour.
Do we continue?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Continue.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna
Because
edit a lot of this, so it's fine.
you have to add a lot. I think it's just going to be like an hour 30 episode or something.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll like
Yep.
quickly go into my latest trip, which was in 2019. Before y'all call me out, this was pre-COVID. Okay, we didn't
All
do
their trips
any.
are pre-COVID, so
Yeah,
don't
all
don't
trips
attack us.
pre-COVID. Let's
Yes.
not do that to us. And this is a trip that is called what Akil calls it the redemption trip that I wanted to take in grade
Oh
12.
yeah.
So we went through some traumatic stuff in grade 12. So he ended up having to travel the Europe trip alone and not actually authentically enjoying himself. As I talked to my friends that also went, and he's like he didn't really do anything like he wasn't vibing with what they were doing from what I heard. So this was just both of our technically first times because he actually didn't explore this much of Europe before.
Mm-hmm.
So we went around July because it was the only time that me and him could get work off. Awful time to go to Europe because of the heat.
Hot.
It's hot as fuck.
Oh god.
And I guess I could just talk about like my favorite cities I went to because I went to a couple, and with all the cities I went to, my favorite ones and best foods I've had.
Mm-hmm.
That good? Okay.
Sure.
So I went to Lisbon, Portugal, Madrid, Spain, Valencia, Spain, Barcelona, Spain, Naples, Italy, Rome, Italy, Florence, Italy, Milan? Yeah, did I go to Milan? Yes, I did. Milan, Italy, Amsterdam, Netherlands, Paris, France, London. And that's it. That's all.
London
L-
what?
That's it?
yeah, that's all. T.
You gotta tell us London what?
Ontario? No.
Ontario. Oh,
You have to specify. I have no idea.
London, Tipton.
ooh.
Oh, imagine. No, London, England. And oh man, did I have an experience? Um, I loved the Europe trip. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I loved it so much. I got engaged in Naples, so I feel like I have to say that I love Naples. Like, I just love. There's something about just Italy in general. Like, I can just go on and talk about Italy.
Oh.
Like, call me by your name vibes. Who?
Oh my
Sorry.
god. True.
Literally, I was like living in this like Lady and the Tramp, Call Me by Your Name, Under the Tuscan Sun vibes. Like me and Akil were so in love in Italy, and I loved it. And I think it's the pizza, guys. I really do.
Of
Like
course.
they put some fucking what is that thing that makes you aroused?
Aphrodisiac
Yeah, aphrodisiac.
and the
That's that.
cheese.
Viagra.
Yes. Viagra. What? Me sprinkling Viagra on top of
Rude.
everything. And um Naples, Italy, like everyone knew we were engaged. It was great because I like signed off on my Airbnb saying I got engaged here, and he
Oh
was like,
my
"Oh my god, congratulations to the couple!" And I was just,
Oh.
yeah,
Can I butt in for a sec here?
yeah.
I remember the time where you messaged us on Discord and you're like, "Can anyone chat right now?" And I was at work, but I was like, "Okay." And then I walked off for a little, and then we did some like Snapchat thing, and then you told me. I still remember.
Oh really? I hate that So Young abandoned me for that.
Yeah,
I was at
basically.
work and I can't step away from work because I was working a customer service job, but okay.
True.
Right. A- And like I saw Thomas, he's like in the corner in the alley somewhere. And I was like, guys, I got engaged.
I
Ah!
was literally I was just standing in the hallway.
Yeah, that was a little ghetto, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing I'd like to note about Italy is that I literally thought when people talk about Italy, they talk about the Napoli pizza, Napoleon pizza, which is like the soupy one that like you eat with a fork
Mm.
and knife. And I had no idea that there was like every part of Italy had a different type of pizza. Like there's the Napoleon pizza and there's the Roman pizza. So that's why is it Domino's that comes in squares, guys? When you
I
Isn't
don't
that
know how to
Little
answer that
Caesars?
question.
oh, I feel like there's like
I don't know.
a fast food chain that like makes them in squares, and that's Roman pizza.
Oh, okay.
And then Milanese pizza is literally cheese bread. Like it's just like
Mm.
Oh.
bunch of cheese and it's not thin. It's actually kind of like fluffy. So like if you want like a thin
Oh.
crust, it's Naples. And I'm like, God, and there's way more, but I only went to like 4 cities in Italy. And Akil said we are 100% going back there. I have him on tape. He has no, he has to come back. Like we're going back there
True.
like when we're older.
I mean, it was
Uh,
so good that you vlogged the trip, right?
oh,
I was just gonna
Sauce?
mention.
Ah!
Bitch! Sorry, my friend got me. Boy. Um, you can follow my YouTube on I'm Not So Fancy. I did vlog the trip. I think right now I'm still on Italy, actually. So if you want to check that out. And I don't even know what else to say. Like I feel like I just had it's a very overwhelming trip. Like I can't even like
I bet.
narrow it down. But I guess I'll just end off with Naples is my favorite city. Valencia was my other favorite because of how homey it was. And then Amsterdam. Oh, Amsterdam. That shit fucked me up. Um Valencia was great, even though what's funny was I think I if you guys watched the vlog, I think Thomas and So Young did, but that's when I had McDonald's because of I had a massive migraine and I was on my period
Mm.
and that was rough. And we traveled from Madrid to Spain that day, I think. And when I went to Madrid, I almost got pickpocketed and I yelled at someone. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he all I felt which I'm like I'm really shocked that he tried because like
He tried to.
you can feel the zipper, no?
I feel like if you're, like, really into the moment, you probably won't know,
Yeah.
or they probably like, "Oh my god, this Asian girl, she's totally clueless." You know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, because I felt it. I heard zzz, I'm like, "Really?" Like I turned around, I'm like, "What the fuck you want?" And he Like, I literally
You
did that
shat for
thing.
him.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him because it's mostly guys who have, like, they're smaller, so they look more innocent,
Mm,
and they're quick on their feet because they're smaller, so they, like,
of course.
grab and go, you know? So this guy is tiny. He's like, "Oh my god, I was gonna say somebody's name. Let's not do that." He's
Ooh,
small,
uh-huh.
and he
Okay.
was and he opened the zipper, and I was like, "What do you want?" And then I did that thing where you, like, juke forward a little,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I'm dying because 'cause I'm like, "Yo, if he did attack me, like, I'm dead."
He wouldn't have the guts.
Wow, fuck.
I literally would fall to the floor and be
You
like,
wouldn't even
"Help!"
fight back?
I don't I think I would juke forward and run away.
Oh god.
Me Akil's like, "Alicia, you actually could have gotten hurt, like, you should have told me." But he was, like, all the way forward, like, what kind of a
You should be like, "That's what you
He
get for
left
leaving me
you?
behind."
me just being like, "Is he gonna listen to this?" No, he's not, because he's not here. He left me.
Ooh.
He
Wow,
left me
rude.
all the way ran all the way forward, and I'm like, "Akil! Akil! Akil!
He
Somebody's
saw
trying to
some
pickpocket
Italian girl
me!"
that he saw that he just fell in love with, so
And
he
is her
left
name
you.
Rachel, and does she have a red head?
Oh, yes, she was.
Oh,
Yes?
oh, we don't talk about her. Ooh.
Mm.
And yeah, I yelled for him. He's like, "What happened?" He was like, "I'm pickpocketed. Is my backpack open?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, I almost got pickpocketed." My red, I was a dumbass. I put my red wallet right on top of everything, so he could have actually just
Oh,
grabbed it and
beginner
go.
move.
Oh god.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Oh my god, you could have been smart." I'm like, "Okay, well, you could have protected me.
Literally.
That's on period. Like, I should have gone forward. What the fuck are you doing?"
Exactly. You should stay behind me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was my experience in Madrid. But what was I saying? Yeah, the Valencia trip was my favorite. Naples, and did I say Amsterdam? I say Amsterdam because that is the most accepting. I feel like if I'm 40 years old, I couldn't go there. Like, it's literally
Really?
youth. It is literally
Mm.
20 to 30-year-olds who are like coffee shop, indie band, very, very like liberal,
Oh, okay.
very open. Yeah, like we
Mhm.
went there on the day of the Pride Parade, so maybe that's why I got that
Oh,
that
okay.
idea, but everyone was so accepting. Everyone's on bikes, like very indie, very grungy, coming of age film. Loved it. And
True.
we were at one of those capsule hotels. We can talk about that if you went to one, Thomas.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I've never Akil didn't know it was a capsule hotel. I was like, "Oh my god, you like booked one because you knew I wanted to go one." He's like, "Yes." That
Mm.
was what I was doing. So, and there was a lot of cats in Rome and Amsterdam. So, and the cats in Amsterdam were nicer. So I'm gonna choose those cats over the Roman cats.
True.
So, I'm sorry. I'm like, what's it called? Bias? Whatever. But yeah, like learn more about my trip on my vlog. Sorry,
Mhm.
Thomas has is this your last travel trip? I feel like you went
Yeah.
to somewhere else, no? Oh, you talked about the New
No, I
York one
haven't.
already.
Yeah. How long did you go for? Like a month, was it?
A month. I went the entire month of July.
Okay. Yeah.
And then when was this, Thomas? Is this when you abandoned us on your birthday?
Yeah, it was.
What?
It was
Rude.
my I just it was because both me and my sister went to Japan. We kept talking about, "Oh my god, it was amazing. We have to go back. It was so good." And then my mom was like, "Well, I want to go." So then so then in 2019, we decided to bring her along. And yeah, it was on the week of my birthday. We went for 2 weeks, I want to say. So my sister and I brought our mom along, and then out of nowhere, I think my cousin, he was like, "Oh, I heard you guys were going to Japan." So we were like, "Yeah, we are." And then he decided to tag along,
Oh,
but not
sick.
going, but not going too deep into that, just in case, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, this time we brought our mom, of course, to the typical, of course, sightseeing
You're
stuff that
such a
we
good
have
son. I
to.
could never.
No, honestly, I was like I don't want to go into it because there's just so much I want to go into that's saying like I was I was willing to and I was capable of looking after one person, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. No, I
Mm-hmm.
get
And
that.
that was my mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was ready for it and I was ready, like I
TT.
was prepared for it. Yeah, too much tea back there, but Um, yeah, I was right. And honestly, I was surprised that she kept up more than some other people.
Oh,
Cough, cough.
Oh,
Yeah, so
love it.
because at the time, like she can't really walk long distances, I guess what you can say, because she has like problems, feet problem, walking problem. I don't know, whatever you
Well,
call
she's
them.
an old woman. So.
Yeah, well, she's not that old, but
Okay,
yes,
sorry guys, I'm not. I know that like Asian women don't want to age, and I'm just
true.
talking shit.
But honestly, she kept
Love you.
up with us all the way. Don't use my last name. What the hell?
Okay, I'm gonna bleep it out.
Yeah, you bleep that out. And to give you a backstory, she didn't actually take her last name. But yeah, we brought our mom to the typical, the sightseeing places again, Tokyo Tower, whatever. We went to a lot of those. But I do want to say, like, we also stayed at a capsule hotel, which was like surprisingly, it was really good. My mom said she had her best sleep there, and I think my sister said that
wow.
too. Like, it was really good. It was amazingly clean, really quiet, and I don't know if you guys know or if this is the same for you, Alicia, when you stayed at a capsule hotel, but you can't lock the capsules. That's how it works.
Yeah,
And
it's
Right.
like
and
outside.
For
it's
safety.
yeah, I mean, on the very, very outside, you can lock it. Like you have to have a a key thing to go to get in. So
Yeah,
that
but
was
on the
the
outside,
outside part was locked, but
yeah,
your own individual capsule you can't lock, right?
yeah,
For
yeah,
obviously security or legal reason, whatever. But you shared communal areas. But
yeah.
surprisingly, that place was extremely clean. It was so clean, and it was amazing. And we stayed at the capsule hotel we stayed at was near the Arashiyama bamboo forest. And I just want to say that Kyoto is one of my most favorite places ever. Like the whole scenery, the aesthetics, the vibes of Kyoto was, I love it so much. It's so beautiful, so serene. Like I can't even describe, I can't even emphasize how amazing it is there. Like so good. Even Osaka was really good. Like the street food.
My dad
It,
loves Osaka. Like
yes.
he preaches that shit. It was our
Your
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Downtonbury, that area where there's tons of street food and shopping streets and everything. That place for street food was amazing. Like I recommend that area if you ever go to Japan. It's so good. And one other thing that I really loved doing was going to the monkey park. Like feeding the monkeys was
Oh my
so
god.
addicting. It was so
Yeah.
cute. Like I kept buying food to feed them because it was just like so cute seeing the little hands reach over to grab the food. And for all the PETA fans out there, like don't worry, we were in the cage feeding the monkeys outside. Like they had their own area outside. They weren't caged.
Peter fan.
I don't
Stop.
know how to call them, like
Okay.
people,
Outside.
animal
Outside.
activists, whatever. Um, yeah, and then this time around, we also went to another digital art museum called Team Lab Planets. And this one was a different experience because you actually walked through the exhibit in water. Like the water was up to your knees. So it was like a different sensation kind of experience, which is cool. Um yeah, we did I don't want to get too deep into it because we still have one more thing to talk about, but yeah, the second time around, it was really great. We got to see a lot more different things that I didn't get to see my first time around because we did go 2 weeks. So we went to like the Pavilion. We went to see that. We went to see a lot of different temples. We went to the um, fish market, which I didn't get to go the first time. The tuna there was so good, so fresh. It was amazing. And of course, we went to a lot of different food places. Like we went to eat Wagyu beef. We went
Yum.
to eat, yeah, takoyaki.
Oof.
Amazing. Crema. So good. Yeah, we tried a lot of different things this time, which was amazing. And yeah, that's even though I went 2 times, I definitely want to go back a third time, but probably not anytime soon because I've already went twice, But yeah,
Let's
I
go
was
back.
gonna say, we should go together.
we have to. I
I
always say this. Honestly, can I say
So
please?
why did you do that? You know he's gonna do
No, stop. Can I say please give me this in the next sometime within
Just
five
do it
years?
on recording. Oh my god. He's gonna be like,
Can I
remember this?
please?
I'm cutting this out.
well, because
No.
before when you guys asked me to go to Japan, I didn't have the financial means to. But now I have the
Yes.
financial means to because
It
I
was
share
kind
a
of
bank
because we were
account.
all doing different things. Like Alicia just got her job, so she couldn't really go.
Yeah.
And you obviously, yeah, you were dealing with some other stuff, so you couldn't go. So I just decided to go. But again, can I say in the next 5 years, can we please agree to go?
I want to go, yeah. And but if I go, I'm going to tell you, I need to spend a good amount of time in Akihabara.
Sure.
Like
Because moving on to the next section, that which I wanted to talk about, we actually, three of us haven't been on a trip together ever.
no.
In the 10 years that we've known each other, we
Guys, we went
haven't been
to
on a
the Light
trip.
Cafe.
Multiple
Stop.
times.
Traveling downtown. Oh my god, such a
Ah.
trip. No, but please,
Oh.
Alicia, you have to agree.
I'm not agreeing. 5 years?
Why?
What is
Within 5 years,
That's
we'll be
30 years.
30.
That's
No,
like
I
2025,
gotta get married. I
right?
need to get a house. I need to get some doggos, and then I'll go.
Oh my. Okay, so yeah, we're going then. We'll just leave
Okay.
her.
Yeah,
That's
I'll go with you, Thomas.
fine.
Okay.
That's fine with me. I got plans. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
so
We're gonna go
because
to Akiba and I'm gonna play some fucking rhythm games and we're gonna spend my entire budget on anime
so
figurines.
for everyone listening to this podcast right now, you know who the real bitch is because Alicia clearly,
Oh,
even knowing us for 10 years,
oh,
she won't bend in any way to hang out with her friends on a trip.
ah,
I'm in
So
a different
that's so
country.
that's the kind of girl Alicia is. Just
mhm.
letting you guys all know.
Oh,
I'm not
So
really hurt though.
so Alexa play Real Friends by Camila Cabello
Oh my god,
because
I just
she's
put
not
that
a real friend.
fucking story yesterday. I'm done with you. Stealing my swagger.
Because this girl's fake.
Oh,
Honestly, why is she even a part of this podcast?
kick your
first
ass.
should be 2 shots.
Seriously. Like she can't even agree how fake.
I literally don't think in 5 years, in 20 years,
Are you serious?
when we're
You're
achy
fucking
breaky,
kidding me.
No, when I'm that old, I'm probably just gonna be like, I don't even know. I'll be like in the countryside somewhere or
you guys
some
want to do
shit.
a resort? I'm down
Why would I want to go to a resort?
to be lazy.
Thomas doesn't even like bodies of water.
Literally.
True,
You,
true,
you
true.
don't even know me.
What
What
the
the
hell?
hell?
And why would I want to just sit around
Exactly.
without a computer? What?
Without a computer. I love how that's your word.
Nah.
I can't believe you can't even agree. How dare you? I'm so disgusted by you right now.
Oh,
I know I can't go
I can
with
literally just sign off and leave.
I
oh,
pinky promised Akil that oh,
oh! He left.
he dead ass left. He's so
Oh,
dramatic. No, but I did pinky promise Akil that I can't go to Japan without him. So if we did go to Japan, it would unfortunately be with him, and I think Sohyun would have to bring Nick. I'm
I
assuming.
don't want to go with Akil. I don't want to bring Nick. I would want it to just be the three of us.
You're crazy. Is he actually not coming back?
Yeah.
Is he actually hurt?
Yes. Know how
There's no
much he
way.
wants to go to Japan with us.
With us?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, part of the problem is me because I never had the money to go just
Yeah.
because like I didn't have a job that let me save a bunch. But yeah, he's gone. He's
That
out. Oh.
you're so dramatic.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello? You're really dramatic. You know that?
So what were you saying? Oh, we don't give a fuck anyway.
Oh.
Oh my god. Let's move on before this thing gets spicy. It really got spicy.
So
I
anyway, Soyeon, where do
want
you want to go in the future?
other than Japan, I would like to go to Sweden. It's a weird place
Me
to go.
too, honestly.
It
Europe.
it's no,
I didn't ask you
no,
though.
just like
Oh my god, he's so dramatic.
Like what are they called? Like Sweden, Denmark, like those countries?
Yeah, the northern
Uh
part of Europe. You want to
yeah.
go to Iceland as well, right?
Huh?
Iceland.
Oh yeah, Iceland would be cool too. Like
That's all near that area, and Switzerland, and
yeah, definitely Switzerland for the chocolate. Like I want to
Mm.
visit that kind of Europe. I'm still too scared of main Europe just because I've watched Taken, so
Oh, of
I
course.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't I don't want to be taken.
The Europe that I went to, like that's like the western part, that's fine. Like and the place you're talking about is fine. We're talking about if you talk about Poland, um and up, like further right, um that's where it can get a little racisy and a little like sus.
Yeah, I don't know. I've watched Taken, so hmm. Wasn't
It's
that
based
in
on story.
France?
That was in France, but I if you go to Paris, oh my god, I didn't say I went to Paris. I went to Paris. Um
You did say that.
did I?
Yep.
Yes.
No, I
You
missed
said
it.
Paris, France. Uh, and then I also would like to go to Hong Kong.
Mm,
Definitely not anytime soon, but I would
true.
agree.
Yeah, not anytime soon. I would want to like a good amount of money to go to Hong Kong just because.
And like a long time between the current political state in the world along with
Oh,
the
yes.
True.
state in the world. Yes.
Oh, and Singapore.
That's
Oh,
what I was gonna
yes.
say too.
Oh
It's
my
I
god.
want to
really
go
good
to
food.
I want to go to a few Asian countries too, like Singapore. You mentioned Hong Kong, yeah, but obviously not now. South Korea I wanted to go to. Taiwan I wanted to go to, and then
Man's just
obviously
listed Asia
Europe.
or that part of Asia, East Asia is what
Yep,
he listed.
and then obviously Europe. And there's nothing specific in Europe, but
Just Europe.
obviously, yeah, obviously like Italy, France, Switzerland, like you mentioned. Like I just feel like it's just the usual, you know.
The usual. He goes to the airport, he's like, "Can I have the usual, please?" And they just give him a plane ticket to Europe.
Hmm. They
um,
just know.
did you guys ever want to go to Australia?
No, they have spiders there that are really
Yes.
good. I don't want to
Same.
go.
Same.
Wow.
Literally same.
I just feel like it's too long of a travel for basically I don't want to say nothing, but I'm gonna say nothing.
Well, okay, here's the thing. It isn't nothing, but it's just I don't want to say it's not worth it either. There's no way going around being like rude about it. But like my friend went and she said like the travel is like exhausting and I'm going to like say it for the three of us, like speak on the three of us. I'm pretty sure we're all motion sickness. We have that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
okay.
yep.
We have some sort of motion sickness. So, yeah, for me like Hawaii is number 1 for our honeymoon, me and
Oh,
Akil,
Hawaii is a good
That'd be a
place to
good one.
go.
because we not resort. Like we want an Airbnb, we want to rent out a car, we can go out to the beaches. I want to try to surf, try. And I want to eat some good ass poke.
I'm
I want
gonna
to
eat.
eat some good
Mm.
ass pork. Sorry, vegans. I'm gonna eat some good ass spam musubi, bitch. Mm, the
I could eat poke
cuisine.
every day.
Yeah.
I would die, but I could do it.
True.
Yeah, literally down. And tuna, fresh tuna. Oh my god.
Oof.
So I that's literally like me and Akil's like honeymoon. And then we wanted to take our wedding photos or engagement photos in Japan. We don't know where, but I think that's what he wanted. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I think my mom actually told me uh for my honeymoon that she would fund a part of the honeymoon if we went to Japan.
Oh my god, yeah, do it.
So
Kill
whenever
it.
that happens, I would probably go to Japan with Nick. But I'd also go to Japan with you guys. Definitely.
Well, with me because someone else doesn't want to go.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
With
I knew she was
Thomas.
mm, mm-mm. And everyone's like, I want to go to Russia. No.
No, no, not with
Yeah, no
Mr.
thanks.
Putin here.
Yeah, so like I really do. I would like to do wherever Sohyun just said in terms of Europe, like the upper part, like Switzerland. Like I know Akil really wants to go back to Switzerland because like skiing. I love skiing. Oh my god, we should all go skiing. I'm down for that. No, no takers. All right. Is this where we're gonna end off? Because we were gonna say do's and don'ts of traveling. Like this was like way too long.
We can do it quickly if you want.
Okay, let's end off on that note. Okay.
Well,
Do's.
where
Do we do do's and don'ts or do we do
just
suggested
like
tips?
tips.
There you go. That's better. Tips.
Wear comfortable clothing and bring comfortable shoes.
Always, of course.
Yep.
To make your experience completely like more authentic, I googled every single city. So I googled Lisbon, Portugal authentic food, like Madrid, Spain authentic food, and food that has been created there, and look at like restaurants and see what they have, and if they have that, because then you'll know the difference between what tourists order and what the locals order.
I feel like a really good thing to do is kind of, you don't have to go really too in depth with it, but at least plan out your days somewhat. And if you wanted to go like out of what you're planned, then that's okay. But at least have some basic plan set out so you're not completely clueless and you're wasting your time figuring out where to go every single day.
Yeah,
I think
that's a
that's,
good one.
yeah.
Oh, if you're going to a country that speaks a different language, learn a little bit of it. Like a little bit.
And
Enough to get by.
right.
Or at least bring like a book that
Well, you have
has
a
like a couple
phone.
phrases.
If
True.
you have
Yeah,
a
but
phone and you have the like Wi-Fi is almost everywhere, especially when there's like a McDonald's and Starbucks, I don't think you have an
Mhm.
excuse to like be like, I don't understand what's on the menu, or you know.
I wouldn't trust that Wi-Fi if I were you.
On that point, though, I want to say don't expect other people's countries to cater to you.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Especially,
Tea.
I'm gonna shout out the American mindset.
Oh,
Like they're notorious for this, honestly. Like I think every country knows this by now. That you can't just expect them to know English if they're not an English speaking country,
That's
and you
true, yeah.
can't expect them to cater to you when you're in their country. So I just want to say that.
yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
I also think you can make a cheap trip, and like you have to understand that the tiny mom and pop shops are actually where it's at. Well, for Europe, for
Hmm.
me, than to go to a fine dining restaurant that is clearly catered towards tourists. Like you could really save some bucks, and like I just wouldn't be shy to. You can tell which ones are mom and pop shops, which ones are the sketchy
Hmm.
shops, and which ones are the tourist traps. And
100%.
I think you could also look up and Google, do lots of Googling. They tell you, like in Rome, they shove menus in your face. That's not normal, dude. If you're a good restaurant, you don't need to do that,
Yeah.
Hmm.
you know? And there's so many other things, like maybe start learning some of their mannerisms and not like learn them and act like them, because then you just look like you're mocking them. But I think be more understanding and open where you are.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, you're a tourist. Don't act, I'm not saying don't act like one because you are one, but be respectful.
Yeah.
Because this isn't your country and this isn't a playground.
Yeah, I feel like people don't realize traveling is a privilege, not a
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
So
True,
just
yeah.
remember that.
I love that we just ended on the most like toxic note. It's like, don't do that, you fucking
No,
asshole.
because people honestly do that. It's really irritating, and it
It
gives
is.
like a wrong like image of other
Yeah, like
people.
if you have the Canadian flag and you're not nice, like Get out.
True. Honestly, anytime.
Canadian rights are provoked.
True.
Revoked. Oh my god, stopped.
And on
Okay.
that note,
Yeah, okay, this was way too long. I really hope that I edit it down. So,
no,
Good
it's
luck
only
editing.
it's only an hour 30. It won't be that
guys,
long.
I'm losing it. I already have trouble like editing 43-minute long ones. But yeah, on that note, I am so tired. It is 12 a.m. This is literally the next day. Y'all are ruining my lives.
How dare
Enjoy
you?
traveling. Be safe. Hopefully, the next time you travel, this COVID shit's gone, or at
Yeah.
least there's a vaccine for it. And be safe. Wear a mask. Be respectful. Do you? And follow us on 3SOE podcast on all platforms, including 3 Shots of Espresso, which is Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And we post occasionally on Fridays. I'm saying
Mhm.
occasionally because it's been consistent recently, but I don't know where we're falling off here. So,
True. Until next time. Bye.
bye.
Bye.